So not long to go left until the end of the season, and the title is still on for us if we get some good results in it. Hang on, my phone's ringing. Hello? Apparently, it's the owner of LA Galaxy. What do you want, mate? You want to buy Jason Kerr for £7 million? Honestly, I feel like this is a prank call and a wind-up. It's not a prank call or a wind-up. I mean, until you send an official email through, I'm not going to... Oh yeah, I can see it. An official email. Okay, we'll think about it. We've got a dilemma. Hello and welcome back to On The Rocks, and you join me at quite a bizarre juncture in the save. We're in the middle of March, which is not typically a transfer window, but LA Galaxy have come in offering £5.5 million up front, with bonuses making it £7 million down the line for Jason Kerr. Now, I'm not exactly where I want to be to start off today's episode properly. We've not quite finished off the first part of the season yet. We've still got a game against Dunfermline to come, but I could not record this. This has to be on camera, right? I stalled it thinking I might be able to just eke it out until next episode actually properly started, or this episode properly started. But no, we've got to make a decision right now, either yes or no, to accept this bid for Jason Kerr. So Jason, we brought him in this season on a free transfer from St Johnstone, and he's done pretty well for himself. A 6.89 average rating across 23 league games, 1 assist, 0 goals. He's been solid defensively. The reason we've done so well this season is because he's played very well. He's valued at £6.25 million, which is a lot of money. And this deal could potentially go to £7 million. So it's 5.5 up front, and after 10 league appearances, or per league appearance for 10 games, £140,000 per league appearance. So it's a lot of money. I imagine he will make 10 league appearances, so I imagine the £7 million is very likely to actually come to us. That is more than what he's valued at, so that's good in my books. Now, what we could do is reject this and try and go in for a bigger bid, but I don't know if Galaxy will come back, because every now and again, a random bid comes through, you reject it, and then they just lose complete interest and never come back to you ever again. I feel like it's one of these sorts of situations. I feel like if we say no now, Galaxy will never come back in again. So I don't know what to do, because one, Jason Kerr is a superb player for it. He's been great this season, but I think I'm edging on to accept it. One, because he's not actually interested in talking to LA Galaxy. He could come back and say, no, I'm not signing a contract, we're staying here. And then we can keep him at the club, whatever, that's absolutely fine. But if he does go, that's an extra £7 million in our bank account, which currently only has in its finances £6.6 million. So more than double what we've got right now. Financially, it makes so much sense. I'm also happy to let him go because I've already made one signing for next season, and it's a centre-back. We don't quite have a full scout report on him yet, but we've signed him up for next season already. Yakov Suva from Stuttgart on a free. He's 20 years old, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential, but he's got 16 jumping reach, he's got 15 heading, he's 6'3". His pace and acceleration is pretty good too. Marking a little low, but tackling is decent too. Positioning is good. Everything that makes him a good centre-back, he's decent at. So we've got this guy coming in, and if we compare him with Jason Kerr, they are identical right now. If anything, Suva maybe slightly better, and he's younger, so will get better as well. So for me, we already have someone coming in next season who's better than Jason Kerr. So it just feels like a no-brainer to press accept and see what happens. So brilliant, that's all good. In the meantime, I'm going to go and play Dunfermline, and then I'll be back in a few moments' time to actually start today's episode properly. Also, thank you to everyone on Twitter and Discord. I put screenshots of it on there because I didn't know what to do. Thanks to everyone who got back to me and was like, do this, do that. It helped clear my head a little bit, so big up to you lot. And I suppose if you're not doing so already, make sure you do follow me on Twitter and join the Discord as well. There are links down to that in the description. Although it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter because he's rejected LA Galaxy. Jason. I mean, I am annoyed because that's £7 million. That's a lot of money. I mean, it's nice that he wants to stay because he is a good player and we do like him. But why is he staying at Aberdeen when he could go to LA Galaxy? You know what, I rate it actually. I rate it. You know, he's a loyal boy. He's loyal to the club, loyal to Scotland. Hopefully, someone else comes in down the line offering more money. But that £7 million have missed out on there. So what was the point in that? I've just wasted 5 minutes of your time by going through all of this for Jason Kerr to ruin it. Right, so we're all caught up now. We are ready to get started with today's episode properly. And it's a big one because the title fight is on and we could actually win a league title here today. So first things first, make sure you do drop a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Make sure you do leave a comment as well for the YouTube algorithm, because obviously the more interaction the video gets, likes, comments, stuff like that, the better it gets pushed out to more people and more people get to watch the video. So it's all good stuff like that. So I'd hugely appreciate it if you guys could do that for me. But also because it is a big episode today, I think what we're going to do is probably do all 5 games in today's episode because it is so tight and we don't want to miss anything. So since you guys were last here for the Sevilla and Motherwell game, as you can see, we've played a lot of games in a very short amount of time. If you just look at the dates, 4th, 7th, 9th, 11th, 14th, 16th, 18th, and then 25th. We've got a bit nicer after that. But like these games here were just stupid. 6 games in 10 days, 11 days. It's mental. But somehow, we only lost one of them. But we did have to rotate things massively. And you can see sort of next to my head a little bit here on the formations, right? You can see we changed formations a few times. But we started things off with a 1-0 victory over Hibs. And then followed up 2 days later with another 1-0 victory over Hibs. At this point, a lot of players were tired and we knew that. So we went defensive against Rangers away from home and came away with a 2-1 victory, courtesy of Ethan Ross's 93rd minute winner. So got very lucky with that one. We then played the 4-2-3-1 against Hamilton and we won 3-0 there very convincingly before a shock 1-0 loss to St Johnstone. However, it's not my fault. We played 5 at the back because our wingers at this point were all absolutely exhausted, so there was no point playing them. They weren't going to do very well. Look at the match stats. 4 shots to St Johnstone. We had 17. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And then to make matters worse, apparently all the fans were really cross with me, as you can see from this like news item thing, which I'm very annoyed with. I thought the fans were behind me, and they should be, because we could be about to win a title, but apparently not. They're not very happy with me, or Bazunu, apparently. We then had 2 games in a row against St Mirren. The first one we won 3-0 very comfortably. The second one, though, was really bizarre, because you can see on this screenshot right now, it had to be played during international break. We had 15 players on international duty. Luckily, a lot of them were youth players. But we were still missing some decent players like Nisbet, Bazunu, Jason Kerr and Campbell through injury as well. So we missed a few key players in it, but we still managed to come away with the victory. It was actually Kevin Hanratty's first game back from his long-term injury with his like pull cruciate ligaments or whatever it was. So he got 2 goals there, which was great to see. And then last time out, we just beat Dunfermline 3-1 as well to secure ourselves 3rd place in the table for the Championship group stage. The exciting thing about this though is that we're only 3 points behind both Celtic and Rangers. And if they slip up and we don't slip up and just win games, we are so on for a title this season. We are so close. Oh, I don't know if we miss out by like a point. I don't know what we're going to do. But it's honestly, look how close it is. And this is why I want to do all 5 games in today's episode, because I feel like every single game is vitally important to this. So we kick things off, as you can see down here, against Dundee United, and then Rangers, then Hamilton and St Mirren, and we finish things off with Celtic. Luckily for us, Celtic and Rangers play each other first, so that gives us a good indication as to what we need to do. So all we're going to do is just jump straight into the first game. Today's episode is going to be a long one, but fingers crossed it's going to be worth it, so let's just try and get on with this. Bazunu in goal as per usual with a backline of Davies, Kerr, Suter and Laird. Ferguson and Devine through the middle with Gordon, Knight, Shankland and Nisbet leading the line. So fingers crossed we're not going to have too many long games, like we just win every game 1-0 with one highlight and then we can get through today's episode relatively quickly and then lift the league title. The first highlight of this game though is hopefully going in our favour as Devine gets the ball into Gordon. Gordon to put it across the area, can't quite do it. The ball finds its way to Nisbet though, who gets it back to Davies, into Gordon who shoots, Davies shoots. It takes a huge deflection but it counts as Anthony Gordon's goal and it goes in the back of a net to to put us 1-0 up inside of 3 minutes. This is perfect for us. How did it go in the back of the net? Davies gets past his man. He gets it to Gordon, who shoots. Davies shoots. The deflection's off Gordon, which puts it in the back of the net, so it's Gordon's goal. Okay, excellent stuff. That gives us 3 points early on in this game as things stand right now. Fingers crossed, Rangers and Celtic draw. I think the best outcome there is a Rangers-Celtic draw, and then we'll just be 1 point behind both of them. Shankland makes it 2-0. The dream start to this game. So we go up to 80 points as things stand, and as I say, we just need Celtic and Rangers to draw. If they draw 1 point behind them, that is the perfect scenario. And then hopefully we can then beat each of them in the league, and if we can do that, that might guarantee us a title, which, I'll be honest, I wasn't quite expecting this season. I thought we had enough about us to battle into second, but what we've seen so far this series is that Celtic or Rangers win the league by a long distance, and then we come third by a little way to whoever comes second in the table. There's a big gap between first and second, essentially, as we go 3-0 up. This season, it is so tight, and we are in this title battle, which I didn't think we'd be in. I thought we'd be in a battle for second, and whoever wins the league title is going to win it by a long distance. But we're doing our bit right now. 4-0. I mean, I did say I want to win every game just 1-0, but 4-0 is absolutely fine as well. Plenty of 4-0 wins coming today. That would be perfect. As we approach half-time, though, Celtic and Rangers still drawing, which is superb for us. The second half here is absolutely flying by. No highlights, which is perfect because we're 4-0 up. We don't need to see anything. The downside is Rangers have just scored a goal, I've just seen. They've gone 1-0 up against Celtic. So as it stands right now, Rangers will be the favourites to win the title. We play Celtic after this one. So if Celtic are in bad form, right, if they've lost to Rangers, we beat them earlier in between episodes. If we can beat them again, that would put them in really bad form, and then they might slip up again at another stage. The next game against Celtic is going to be absolutely huge. But in the meantime, we are coming forward looking for a 5th goal in this game, as Shankland to Devine, Devine to Ferguson, Ferguson out to Davis, Davis coming forward back to Ferguson, into Gordon, Gordon to Davis, Ferguson, into Devine, out to Davis. Great passing play. Can we actually do something on the end of it to score a goal? Yes, we can. Nisbet gets there, and that was just beautiful tiki-taka for Nisbet's 30th of the season. He's worth every penny we paid for him. But as the clock ticks down, we've not made any changes, I've realised, but we're not going to because I think we've got a nice rest, I think, before the next game against Celtic. So no sort of, you know, big need to make changes. Let's just keep things going as they are, and fingers crossed we get some decent results out of it. That's not a decent result for us, though. We wanted a clean sheet. In the end, though, we do win the game 5-1, so we can't complain too much about that one. We've done the job we needed to, and I think Rangers ended up beating Celtic, unless there was a last-minute equaliser for Celtic. There wasn't. Rangers win that one, so we go level on points with Celtic, albeit a much inferior goal difference. But, whew, it's hotting up. And it was Rangers our next game. Rangers we play next, of course it is. We play Celtic on the final day of the season. So a week off before this Rangers game. Oh, away from home as well. That's not ideal for us. But given how we played against Dundee, I don't think we change anything. So heading into the Rangers game, we do have to make some changes because Ethan Laird is injured, out for 7 days to 3 weeks with a damaged foot suffered in training on the 17th of April. So I obviously skipped past that in the news articles. I missed that one. And of course, Leif Davies can't play because he belongs to Rangers. So this leaves us in a predicament because, where is he? Roland Hernandez, also injured with a torn hamstring. He did that in between episodes. So what do we do here? Because, I mean, Suter can play there. Okay. Tommy Hoban can go at left back. But then who do we put at centre back? Who's available at centre back? I mean, literally no one. Can anyone else go at left back other than Hoban? If it's not Hoban, it's... Okay, we've got an issue. I mean, supposedly the next best player at centre back is Devine. I don't think he's that great at centre back at 5'10" either. What about Alan Campbell? Can he play at centre back? I think I'd trust him at centre back a little more than Devine. I know he's not great there. It's the best we can do. Well, on the grounds we literally can't do anything else. This is frustrating. Leaf Dev's on the bench. You can't be on the bench, obviously. Let's get a Crickchild on the bench instead. Submit the team. Go to it. Okay, this is less than ideal. I think Alan Campbell should be fine, though. He's playing as a ball-playing centre-back. You know, get the ball, he'll pass the ball out, he'll ping it all over the place. He's got a good pass on him. And he is a defensive midfielder as well, and a ball-winning midfielder at that. So I feel like he probably can be a decent centre-back. I feel like we are worrying a little too much, but he should be fine alongside Jason Kerr. Obviously, the wing-back roles are not ideal right now. But if we just do our job right and we just score goals, you know, through the middle of the park as opposed to out wide, we should be okay. In the meantime, the first highlight of the game, 33 minutes in, hopefully is coming to us as Ben Knight on the ball, gets forward, brought down, Nesbitt shoots, Nesbitt puts it just over the bar, but that's the best chance of the game for either of the two teams so far. A draw with Rangers, given the circumstances, would be, I think, the ideal outcome here. As we approach half-time, Celtic are beating Hamilton 1-0, which obviously isn't good for us. But Hamilton might be able to turn it around. If we can come away with a 0-0 here, away to Rangers, this would be a good result. Obviously, we've got to win it. We need to win it. A win's so much better for us. But given the circumstances and our lack of back line, essentially, a very makeshift back line, we're doing phenomenally well right now. Please, Bazuni with a huge save. 30 minutes to go. Oh, we really haven't done anything in the second half. It's been all Rangers in the second half. I don't think we've had a shot in the second half, to be fair. But the clock with 15 minutes to go. I'm reluctant to make any changes because I feel like if I make changes, it's all going to start to go wrong. And now they're going to score, aren't they? I can feel it coming as Shankland gets it to Gordon. Gordon clears. Nesbitt doesn't win it, though. And Rangers come straight back at us. They've hit the post. Oh, I do not like this at all. 10 minutes, boys. Just hold on for 10 more minutes. A draw with a very makeshift back line would be insane. Oh, don't concede now. We're holding out so well. Holding out so well. Like we're doing everything right. Everything right. Suter with a great clearance. Now, this is the... it's not the chance for us because Nesbitt doesn't win the ball. Oh, it's happening, isn't it? Oh, they've hit the post again. I don't want to watch. Can we just finish the game now, please? More highlights. Why are there more highlights? I don't want to see more highlights. I just want to see the game finish, please. Huge challenge there. Nisbet, Gordon. Anything happening with this? No. What was that about? That was pointless. Free kick for us. Anthony Gordon on the ball right now. Hoofs it forward to no one, though. We're just not quite getting that connection between our wingers and our strikers. And in the 89th minute... it's happening, isn't it? I know it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Bazunu with the save. And the clock ticks down. I tell you what, that feels like a win. That feels like a win. I know it's not a win, and we needed to win to close the gap between us and Rangers, but just avoiding defeat given our defensive issues there was big. Celtic ended up winning 3-0 in their game, so they've gone back 2 points ahead of us. But still, if we beat Celtic on the final day of the season and keep up with them, then, you know, we can overtake them for second place. We've got another 7 days to wait until the Hamilton game. However, as I record this right now, it's getting very late, and I know people in my house are wanting to go to sleep. So I'm going to stop recording now. It's not going to affect you guys because you're watching the whole video. So you'll see me in like 10 seconds time, but I'll see you tomorrow morning again, which is a bit weird to say because you're watching this like... you get what I'm doing. Right, so the Hamilton game coming up right now. We can finally get a good back line in place again because, of course, where is he? Leif Davies can play this game. So he comes on for Tommy Hoban. Hoban will go back into the centre-back slot instead of Alan Campbell. And then Suter will stay at right back because right now, where is it? Ethan Laird still injured, as is Roland Hernandez. So we'll leave Suter there for now, but we can get Alan Campbell back on the bench. I tell you what, I think the rest of the lineup, though, is good. So we'll leave it at that, and fingers crossed, get another win. So as kickoff is upon us today, Rangers are playing Dundee United, Celtic are playing St Mirren, so hopefully one of those two slip up at some point and the other teams do us a favour. We, though, have to be beating Hamilton if, of course, we want to end up winning the league title. So we've got to do our bit, and we have to rely on other teams doing their bits to help us out. Now, that was a terrible pass, not entirely sure what gone on there, but as Hamilton come forward, luckily for us, they can't shoot for shit. Hopefully, though, another chance for us to come forward as Ferguson gets the ball into Gordon. Gordon gets it past his marker out to Davies on the left-hand side of the pitch. You can put the ball onto Devine on the edge of the area, who shoots, and somehow it goes in the back of the net. The initial shot took a block, which put it into the path of Anthony Gordon for him to get his 9th of the season. Not quite the 20 plus he got last season, but still, it's a decent return considering he's been injured for, I think, 2 or 3 months this season. So I'm not too fussed. But I'm not too upset about it. That's what I mean. I'm not too upset, actually. He's only got 9 goals. He has been injured for a long time. I'm still a little unsure what we do with Gordon next season. Do we try and bring him back again, or do we look for someone else? Probably depends on how easy it is to find someone else. But another chance for us to come forward with Suter going for a throw into Devine, back to Suter, who puts it in the middle. Gordon's there, Shankland's there. What a fantastically well worked goal that one, with Shankland to get his 12th of the season. Okay, so comfortably in charge of this game. Celtic are winning 2-0 against St Mirren, but currently Dundee United are not holding Rangers because they just scored a penalty. So that's not ideal for us. We need them to slip up right now. It's not great. It might come down to the final day of the season when we play Celtic, and that might have to be our game for second place. I think the more that Rangers win and the more that Hamilton score, it's going to be more difficult for us to get to first in the table. Because we have to start looking realistically. Yes, we are only 3 points behind Rangers, but it's unlikely they're going to slip up, particularly now they've played both us and Celtic in this final championship group. It's likely they're going to go on to win everything now. So, for me, considering they are winning their game right now, even though we're only 30 minutes in, I think Rangers may have already just about wrapped up the title. I just can't see them slipping up. So, like we said at the start of the season, our aim is second place, and there's still a great chance for us to get second place if we can beat Celtic on the final day of the season. Ben Knight's brought down in the area. Ferguson to take the penalty, looking for his, I think, 7th of the season. Ferguson steps up, scores it, and what goal is that? It is number 9 for the season. More than I thought. Impressive. I think at least 7 of them have been penalties, though. He doesn't really score from open play particularly, but it was a nice penalty to put it past the keeper. I mean, he was helped massively by the keeper not moving at all. One final chance before half-time to put the game beyond all doubt. If we go 4-1 up, which we nearly have done through Kerr, and have done through Kerr at the second time of asking, surely at this stage, the 3 points is guaranteed. I tell you what, I have been really impressed with how clinical we've been against Dundee United and against Hamilton. Obviously, Rangers, a bit of a different story there, but I'm impressed with the way we've been finishing the chances we've been creating for ourselves. Unfortunately, Suter is now injured, and this is going to bring us right back to our defensive issue. So Hoban will come on at right back. Suter's going to have to come off for... Where is he? Alan Campbell to play at centre-back again. Luckily, we've got a 3-goal buffer, so fingers crossed it's not going to go badly for us, but we definitely need to have a little bit more cover in the back line next season. We did have quite a bit of cover until January, until we put some of our youngsters out on loan, and to be fair, we've been quite lucky not to get many injuries at all, but we certainly need a bit more cover there next season to ensure things like this don't happen again. If Suter is out for a long time, oh, you hate to see it. That was an awful missed header from Hoban. Oh, I don't even want to watch that back again, but I'm going to have to because that was just abysmal from Hoban. What was he doing there? I think Hoban, based on that, has got to go. I mean, how has he missed that? Oh, that was excruciating. But as I was saying, I think Ethan Laird should be back for the next game. So if Suter's out for a little while, it's not going to matter too much because... I said it's not going to matter too much. Tommy Hoban's shown he can't defend very well at all, but he's got to play centre-back if Suter is injured. But as I say, Laird should be back. 15 minutes left on the clock in today's game. Gordon into Shankland, not quite getting the header on target though, unfortunately. Knight into Gordon. Gordon down to Nisbet. Nisbet gets a goal. 5-2. The 3-goal buffer is restored. 3 points coming to us. So although we've won our game, Rangers and Celtic have also won theirs, which is going to make it so difficult for us to win the title now. Suter out for 3 weeks, which is the rest of the season, so that's a little bit frustrating as Kevin Nisbet is now 1 goal away from 25 league goals, which will give him a bonus of £4,500, which for me is absolutely fine. Score that many goals, will give you as much money as he wants. But Gordon really showing that we should try and get him back next season. 3 assists and a goal in that game. He was brilliant. So next up, St Mirren, who just got defeated by Celtic, so hopefully we'll do the same thing there. Rather excitingly as well, we are set for a record points haul this season. We're currently on 84 and the record was last season's 85 points, so hopefully we will surpass that. And then we're also on for a record number of wins. We had 26 wins at one point. Or no, we've got 26 wins this season. The existing record is 27, but I don't think that's what we've done. If we look at the Aberdeen records overview. Most wins in a season. That was in 84-85. So we could be breaking that old record. Despite the season not being over yet, I have just won Manager of the Year, which is great. This guy has come second for St Mirren, and then this guy's come third for Hamilton. For some reason, St Mirren have played 4 more games than us and Hamilton. I'm not quite sure how that one works out, but at least I've won. I'm happy with that. So for this game, Souta's going to come off the pitch, obviously, for Ethan Laird, who's still a little bit injured, but less injured than Souta is. So Hoban will stay at centre-back alongside Kerr. What else do we do there? Nothing. I feel like they played really well. We just keep it as it is and just keep the whole thing going. So, kick-off upon us against St Mirren. We have to win this game, and we need Hamilton to do us a huge favour by beating Rangers away from home. They've done it before, I'm sure, at some point, so hopefully they can do it again. We need to make sure we win our game as well, and Ben Knight can't quite get a shot on target. Celtic, on the other hand, are currently 1-0 up against Dundee United, so that's not a great start for us, as Rangers are now 2-0 up inside of 10 minutes, apparently, in their game. So, I mean, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I think if Rangers win this game, they've won the league title. Not mathematically, but I just can't see us getting past them with 1 game to go in the I think it's impossible with goal difference. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to double check all of this. Either way, we've gone 1-0 up in our game, so you'll have to see that at least. Yeah, as you can see up here, the goal difference, we're not catching up to Rangers' goal difference at all. They have a much superior goal difference to us, but Celtic have just drawn level with Dundee United, or Dundee United have equalised, I should say, against Celtic. So that helps us out. Not much, actually, because again, Celtic's goal difference is an awful lot better. We need them to win their game, so then we can go ahead of Celtic into second place going into the final day of the season. As Nisbet makes it 2, we're going to pick up 3 points here today. But unless, oh my God, I can't believe it, unless Hamilton can turn around a 4-goal deficit, I think Rangers have won the league title. So close, yet so far to Rangers. It's so frustrating, right? But we still have a chance to come second, even though Celtic have scored a goal against Dundee United. If we beat Celtic next game week, we go into second in the table, which means Champions League football. I know Ethan Laird is a bit tired and slightly injured, so what we're going to do for him is swap him with Tommy Hoban. Ethan Laird will come off for Alan Campbell just to secure the back line a little bit. I just don't want to injure him too much going into this final game against Celtic. We'll also get Ferguson off, who's not played particularly well, for Dean Campbell, who just hasn't developed at the club. I know he's sort of like a big prospect for Aberdeen in real life, but in this, he has done nothing. Good news for us, though. Dundee United have just drawn level again with Celtic. Come on, Dundee, get that win. Please get a win and a late goal. Hamilton, they've not helped us out at all as they've lost 5-0 there to Rangers. But if Dundee can just score 1, go on, lads. I don't think they've done it. They haven't done it. Oh, what it means is we go into the final day of the season, level on points with Celtic, and I think Rangers have pretty much won the league title now. So there we have it, Rangers on 90, Celtic 87, Aberdeen 87. Oh, it's so close. Last season we missed out on Champions League football by, was it 3 or 2 points, something like that. This season it could be goal difference. So looking at the league table, mathematically Rangers haven't won it, but if they lose their final game and Celtic beat us, actually Celtic will go ahead of them on goal difference. What I need to double check actually is rules. Sorting for the league, right, is done on goal difference first. Okay, so it is goal difference. It's not like other European leagues where it's head-to-head record. It's purely goal difference. So based on the goal difference, if Rangers lose their final game of the season to St Mirren and Celtic beat us, Celtic win the title. The only chance we've then got of winning the league title is if we beat Celtic 19-0 and then Rangers lose 1-0. That's how we go top of the table. In fact, that's a lie. We've got to win 20-0 and Rangers lose 1-0. So basically, we're not winning the league title. Oh, that's so frustrating how close we are. The goal difference swing is just far too much. We just can't possibly do it. It's impossible. However, there's a great possibility of us to come second in the table. All we have to do is beat Celtic. If we draw, we stay behind them on goal difference because their goal difference is so much better. So we have to win. And we need Kevin Nisbet to get his goals to secure himself as the top scorer in the league this season, but we need him to score more than Batshuayi does to make sure we win the game. Okay, so we know what we need to do. We know what we need to do. We need to go to Celtic, another away game to a big club. That's frustrating, but we have to go to Celtic and win. I said at the start of the season, right, I said if we don't come second, this season will be a failure. But I think even if we come third this season, actually it's not a failure, because we have literally pushed Celtic and Rangers in a title battle to the last day of the season. Even though we might come third, it's still a success. So I'm taking back what I said at the start of the season. It's not a failure if we don't come second, because of just how close we've pushed them. So for the final game of the season, we're going to leave it exactly as it was. We'll bring John Souttar onto the bench just in case we need him. Devine is slightly injured, but should be fine to play this game. Right, we've got to go for it. All-out attack. Same team that's been winning plenty of games and have us in great form. This is it. This is it. Right, kickoff is upon us, and 30 seconds into the game, Celtic have a highlight, which is very concerning, but Kerr deals with it at the back, and Hoban cleared it out to Ben Knight. The ball to Ferguson, though, was not very good, and Batshuayi's through, and less than a minute. Less than a minute. And it's this poor pass here. Actually, it's not a poor pass. It's just Ferguson being a bit of an idiot, not doing much at all. Hoban, 2 big errors. He's got to go. And that's such an early, stupid goal to concede. And will that cost us second place in the table? We'll find out, won't we? As Celtic coming forward again. Bazunu can't quite clear that one properly. And Celtic hold on to the ball. Although Anthony Gordon is now through for a highlight not to take place. Celtic, though, looking to come forward again. And they get the ball out to Oleg on the right-hand side, who... all the hard work we've done just completely ripped away from us in 17 minutes with 2 really stupid goals to concede. What's Bazunu done there other than just fall over? Oh, you think you're there. You think it's there for the taking. Oh, and then you just mess it all up on the final day of the season. There's 70 minutes still to go, though. 70 minutes still to go. We can still do this if we just play the ball better than that. Oh, no. No. Good save, Bazunu, this time. This should be all right. Trossard with a corner into the middle. We've cleared it. And can we beat Batshuayi for pace? No, we can't. As Celtic look to come forward again. Come on, boys. Get a challenge in there and launch some sort of counter-attack, please. I'm begging you to just do something out there or concede another goal. Everything we've worked towards, it's just being ripped away from us right now. Ripped away from us. Celtic doing everything they can to win the league title, obviously. Rangers, are drawing 0-0 right now with St Mirren, so there's still a chance for Celtic to win the league title if St Mirren can grab a winner in that game. Oh, it's just sad. It's unfair that we have to play Celtic and Rangers away from home in this sort of like end of season group stage thing. If we played them at home instead, we could have had some very different results maybe. But Ben Knight on the ball, can he get a ball in the middle? He holds on to possession in the middle. It's cleared, and it's going to be a Celtic highlight, isn't it? As they look to come forward, although Kerr collected at the back. Laird forward to Shanklin, Shanklin to Knight. Knight, can he find someone in the middle? No, because he's been tackled, but holds on to possession again. Gets it in the middle, and it's Gordon with the goal. That's crucial to score just before half-time, but we need another 3 goals like that. We'll shout, demand more. We're still on attacking. Let's keep it going. It's a great ball from Ben Knight, to be fair, and it's just lucky that Gordon's there at the far post. Okay, something to cling on to there. But we're not at 8 shots to 6 shots. The first half match stats are really frustratingly even, but the scoreline isn't. Thrash the arms, far from pleased from what I've just seen. Let's go out there, score 3 goals. There's plenty of time to do it, but we might have to take Shanklin or Nisbet off because they're both playing very poorly out there right now. And in fact, I think we do it right this second. Let's get Nisbet off for PK. Let's do that one. He can play as the poacher. And then Ferguson's had a poor... Let's get Ferguson off for Alan Campbell. Let's go very attacking too, while I think about it. Let's go very attacking. Let's just keep shouting, demand more. Let's clear this ball and go on a counter-attack and score another goal. Trossard to Batshuayi. It's cleared, but only as far as Trossard. Let's get the ball back again, boys. Let's win it again and come forward on the counter-attack. or clear it straight back to the Trossard guy. Although we have cleared this time properly. Campbell into Gordon. Gordon now to use his pace down the left-hand side of the pitch. Loses possession though, which is less than ideal, and the highlight finishes. We're running out of time here, boys. We need to just push everyone onto attacking duties, I think. Inverted winger on attack. Ethan Laird, wing back attack. Davies, no, don't click on him. Davies, we need you to be a wing back on attack. We need Devine to be an advanced playmaker on attack. We need everyone pushing forward now. Shankland also having a poor game. Let's get him off for Kevin Hanratty. Can we swap those two over? I think they don't prefer those positions. Keep it like that. I know we've taken our two best strikers off the pitch, but they're both on 6.4, so they played terribly. Let's give the youngsters who are hungry to impress me, give them a go. Unfortunately, as the clock ticks down, no one can do anything. No one can do anything. It's so frustrating because those two early goals we conceded killed the game for us. I mean, okay, that has killed the game massively as well. They still would have won 2-1, I guess, even if we didn't concede those two early goals that were stupid. But Celtic just too good for us today. It's frustrating because it's another season where we are right there with Celtic and Rangers, but they just have better players. I mean, they've got Batshuayi playing for them. I mean, we have no one near his level. And yet we're still right there competing. So the scoreline is a bit embarrassing. 5-1 on the day to Celtic. Thing is, though, it feels raw and it hurts right now. But we've done so well. We have done phenomenally well to be... We had a title fight down to the wire. And it's so close, right? Next season... I know I say this every season, but next season we have to really push them. We're going to have such a good team next season because we're going to improve this team. Every year we get better, and if we improve our team, we're going to be in a position where, maybe a title is possible next season. This season has been like the nearly season. We nearly got Champions League football. We nearly got the title. We nearly came second in our Europa League group. We nearly knocked out Sevilla in the Europa League. And by the way, Sevilla, who are in the Europa Conference League, I should say, they've got to the final. They're playing Chelsea in the final. And we were so close to beating them. If we had beaten them, it could be us in the final. The Scottish Cup. The less said about that one, the better. That was a terrible Scottish Cup this season. But we won the Betfred Cup, so at least there's some silverware and success this season. But... it's just a nearly season. We just need to just complete the team a little bit more over summer, and next year we will be an absolute force. We made some brilliant signings this season. Ben Knight on a free, 10 goals, 20 assists is phenomenal. Kevin Nesbitt, 32 goals, 6 assists. These guys were absolutely superb. And Suter at the back as well. We bought him for £1.9 million, but he is part of the reason that we took this title fight right to the end. He kept so many clean sheets and was solid in the back line for us. Despite only a 6.94 average rating, that's decent for a centre-back. Financially, we have dropped broadcast income and corporate income and match day income. We have gone slightly up in prize money and sponsorship. But I know in the bank right now, we've only got about 6.7 million, whereas last season at this stage we had about 12 million. So I don't think we're going to have as much transfer budget this coming season. But we've had some great individual performances. 21 clean sheets from Bazunu, by the way. We need to grab him. We need to grab Bazunu back. If we can find Bazunu, first thing I want to do before next episode, transfer, make an offer. We can't sign him, it's too expensive. But we can get him back on loan. And can we make it like a... Can we make it... we can't do a 2-year loan. We can't do end of next season. We do the end of the season, make the offer. I'm sure they'll accept that, which is brilliant. And Anthony Gordon, do we bring him back again? Contract info, he's got another 2 years on his deal at Everton. It's a cheap contract. I think we do it. Because he's a very good player. We can sign someone to play in that position as well, but he's really cheap. 1.5k per week, and for a player of his quality, transfer, make an offer, loan offer. He wants to come back. Brilliant. Let's put it in. As for Davies, Laird and Devine, not sure about those guys yet. We'll talk about those guys later on. But I wouldn't say no to Laird again because he's been really good. Maybe not on 10 grand a week though, because that's what we've paid him this season, and that's a lot of money. And here we go. Here are the initial budgets. So the wage budget has stayed the same. I think it was about £115,000 this season, but it's gone from £7 to £5 million in the transfer budget. So slightly less there, but it's still a decent amount of money we can do something with. And so with that, we are going to finish up today. It's been a long one, and it's been a little disappointing because we didn't win the title or come second, but I still think we can be proud of what we did this season. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.